Okay, so we have the chance of a frost tonight, not a freeze. There's actually a difference between a freeze and a frost. Now, a freeze will kill everything in your garden. With it, some things might make it, but mostly it's an all kill, a freeze. But a frost will not usually take out fall plants or spring plants like spinach and carrots and lettuce and stuff, which is what I have in here. But I have this, so I might as well use it. And what I'll do is, because it's not supposed to get, it's supposed to be 33 degrees with a frost. So I'm just going to close that, but I'm going to leave it propped so it doesn't get too hot. Okay, so my Swiss chard should be just fine. Mild frost is not going to affect it. But the peppers, if we get a frost, the peppers are going to be dead. I'm not going to try to save the peppers, but I am going to try to save my tomato plants. And the way I'm going to try to save them, you can't cover them with plastic. If you cover them with plastic for some reason, they go right ahead and get bad, especially in a freeze. But you can cover them with sheets. Now you're saying sheets are expensive. No, they're not. You go to a second-hand place, you can usually get an entire set of sheets for a couple of bucks.
Yard sales, whatever.
Yard sales, you can sometimes get an entire bag of them for nothing. Ooh, there's a tomato. That's mostly right. See, because these tomatoes are still loaded, and we have this frost, this possible frost, and then we have what? 2 more weeks?
Yes, 2 more weeks of good mild weather.
Good mild weather. So, if I can save these tomatoes, I can continue to get tomatoes for a while. So what I do is I'm just going to take them, I'm going to take my sheets and kind of throw over them. Okay? Like that one's trying to get out. It's like, you don't understand, I'm trying to save you. Okay. I'm just going to kind of cover it up as the best I can. I am a ghost, a scary, scary ghost. I am the ghost of gardens past. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of half-ass cover it because I'm trying to show you guys, and I'll do the rest of it later. Okay, so then, in case the wind comes up, now here's the thing though, talk about a double-edged sword. If the wind starts to blow, you will not have a frost.
Right.
The wind keeps the frost from getting on your plants. But, just in case of, I'll just take this, in case the wind blows it off before, because it could be nasty early.
Yeah.
And so I guess you can clip it to the plant, you can clip it to the cages. The idea is just to try to keep those plants going just a little bit longer. So, that's how we do that. Okay, so the second thing that has to happen is before the freeze hits, I need to pick everything that might be destroyed in a frost that's edible.
Right.
So, I get my picking apparatus. And the first thing I'm going to pick, because I'm going to have to process those, is all these jalapeno peppers. So I have a ton of jalapeno peppers. People will say, how many pepper plants should I plant? And it's like, if you're planting more than 5 or 6, and you can get a variety. I sometimes do a variety, but this year I just did jalapenos because, it was COVID year. You couldn't get anything.
Right.
You were lucky to be able to get seed because everybody decided to plant stuff. But at any rate, so we've been eating off of these for months. That's one plant. How many plants do you need? They're hot peppers. Think about it, people. Don't plant 4 billion hot peppers unless you're doing it for selling.
Yeah, for a market or something.
For
yeah.
Marketing, or Sarah does markets all the time, so she'll grow a whole bunch of them because she sells them. But otherwise, you just don't need that many pepper plants to have more than enough peppers for your needs. I grew, 3 cayenne pepper plants.
Oh my God, yes.
And I wound up with 1.5 quarts of cayenne powder after they were.
Right.
We're still eating it.
Still using it years later.
Years later, we're still using it. And we eat more spice than most people. So, again, how many pepper plants do you need? You know, if, you know, we could use twice as many tomato plants as we have. And hopefully we'll be able to do that next year. But we could use twice as many because with Mother staying with us, Mother is like a tomato junkie.
Yes.
We hardly got to put any tomato sauce up this year, so we could have had twice as many and we would have used it all. So there's that. So think about what you're planting. You know, you got a house full of kids and none of them eat squash. You need maybe one squash plant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so there's that. Okay, now one of these red peppers I will split and use for seed, and I will show you how to do some seed. So people ask me about saving seeds. I don't save seeds from everything. I don't save seed for my tomatoes because I'm always growing more than one variety of tomatoes, and what you would get would be a hybrid. And I don't save seeds from my cucumbers and my squash and watermelon and stuff because this is a small garden. What does that mean? That means you get cross-pollination. So your squash and or cucumbers could mate with each other or your watermelon, and then you've got a ginormous watermelon that tastes like a cucumber. You know, which not as great as it sounds. So, and like I said, how many peppers do you need? I literally have 4 pepper plants, people. And we're eating off them every 2 or 3 times a week. We eat peppers out of this garden. I cook with them all the time. And see, I will leave these plants here though, because if by chance the frost does not get them, there's a lot of little peppers here that will continue to make.
Right,
see there?
right.
So
They're too small to pick, but...
they're too small to pick, but they're...
And obviously, we don't need them.
No, we'll be fine without them. Now, you know, if food shortages, if they get really bad, you know, we'd be maybe eating pepper and garlic soup is what we'll be eating. Just like, here, pass me the pepper and garlic soup, honey.
I don't know. I think it will probably also have...
Chicken, yeah.
Chicken and, what was it you were going over the fence to pick?
Oh, poke salad.
Poke salad.
Yeah, I think we're okay. I think we're set.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is all of the peppers left at the end of the season. God, I hope we have enough.
I don't know.
And I will probably take that and make it into a paste, which I'll show you how to do later, because that can stay there for 2 or 3 days, and I'm busy. Okay, if you look over here,
Excuse me, kitty.
this is the okra that I left to make seed out of, okay? And now, before frost gets it, I'm going to go ahead and pick it. I will leave that. It will dry. As it dries, it'll actually open up and the seeds will just fall out of it. It's actually very easy to do.
Cool.
Okay. And I'll probably come out and get some more marigold seeds at some point. But if they...
Oh, there's a tomato right there. You think it's good enough to
No,
pick?
it's not ripe.
Okay.
It's not ripe yet.
No, I meant that one.
Which one?
Right.
That one's not ripe enough.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, leave
Leave
Jeez,
it alone.
woman!
I know. Turn loose her ears.
Doing my ears, I know what I'm doing. Okay, so our squashes finally had it. We had one squash that we picked a couple weeks ago. But we still have, if you look over here, you can see we still have a whole bed of herbs. We have tons of rosemary. Okay, we have all kinds of fennel. The fennel and the rosemary will usually stay up all winter. And like I told you before, I just come out to the garden and graze the fennel. But the rosemary, you can see, she'll show you that it's like 3 years old now. It basically makes a bush or a tree.
Yeah, it's really hardy.
So you can pick this if you wanted, and I'll pick a little bit for tonight's dinner. Throw it in there. Actually, I'm going to do a better piece than that. I got my trusty dikes. You nasty bastards. Anyway, but you could take this, you could hang it and dry it if you wanted. I usually don't because usually I can come and get it all winter. This is horehound. It's not doing that well, so I'm going to leave it alone.
Will it winter?
Yes, it'll winter.
Okay.
But you won't be able to come and get it probably. But it's
So it'll come up again.
Asparagus, it's in right now. I'll show you what I do with the strawberries later, but it's not going to be cold enough to worry about them tonight. So the celery I will probably cover up. This is that cutting celery. I will probably make a covering for it when I make the covering for the Swiss chard.
Okie dokie.
I will get some kale for tonight's dinner.
And the kale's basically...
The kale will probably keep making. In fact, it'll do better because it won't have to fight bugs.
Yep.
It'll probably keep making till the middle of winter. So, see, it's fighting the bugs, this one is. You can eat it anyway. And then I'll pick what's left of the green beans, which is not very many. And what I'll do tonight is I'll make a stir fry with all the stuff. So, it's basically just cleaning up. But that's what you want to do. You want to get it before it freezes. So it's all about doing it. And a lot of times, you know, I wanted to go work in my damn blacksmith shop today and clean it out. I got it finished. I wanted to clean it out, get all the crap out of it so it's nice, so we can use it, blah, 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 yakety yak. But then we got a frost warning. When you got a frost warning on a farm, all of a sudden everything goes into high gear and has nothing to do with the plans that you had. You have to change them. Part of getting through life, not just farming, is being able to stop what you thought you were going to do, go do something else. So, I always say, sometimes to move forward, you have to drop your broken dreams. Well, sometimes on the farm, in order to make sure that you're not wishing you had pulled that last batch of beans, you better go do it before the frost hits. Because here's the thing, people. You might look and say, well, you're not, except for peppers, you're not getting much food. But I'm getting a meal's worth. And here's the thing. If we're hungry and we only need one meal to keep us alive, long enough to get more food, we're going to be pretty pissed off.
Yep.
So I need to get this comfrey because I don't want it to go bad. Comfrey's expensive, and we use it all the time in teas. So I want to go ahead and get most of the big leaves. I might leave a couple of the little ones in case it's not going to get hit with frost tonight, which would be nice. So it can keep making, but I'm going to get that. Okay, I've shilled the pan over. You can see that I've covered up my tomatoes to the best of my ability. I could do it better. I have lots more sheets. You know what? I don't want to. I've been working all day. I'm tired. I'm old. Now, my grandson said, you know, the whiz Zeb, he said that if you hit the light button, it'll turn blue. You should try it maybe and see. Although, when he told me that, I said, you know what I want to tell him? It's like, hey, if you hit the like button, kittens and puppies and fairies will run right out of your ass. Goodbye, until next time.
Okay, and here is what we now have of all those jalapenos that Selena picked. We got really swamped, and so she wasn't able to film the making of it. But basically, she de-seeded them, because you don't need the seeds, and put the jalapenos in halves in water, a little bit of water, and she boiled it. She boiled it till it started boiling super hard, and then she turned it off. And as soon as it was cool enough to pick up, she carried it outside to cool off. Why did she do that? Because you will run yourself out of a closed space from the fumes from the peppers if you're not careful. So she took it outside to cool off. So what do we have here? We have about 1.5 quarts of jalapeno paste, and everything ranging from 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup to a pint, and then something a little bit bigger to send to our son the genius who makes amazing jerky. Anyway, this is what happened to all the jalapenos.